Radhe Krishna, dear friends. I am Ruchi, representing Hen India. Hen, her entrepreneurial network, a platform to bring Indian women entrepreneurs together to inspire, inform, and support each other to create successful businesses along with balanced lives. And today, we are in conversation about scale up journey. Scaling a business is in context to the entrepreneur. It does not have a definition for sure how much you want to scale up. But when starting a business to continuously grow a business is definitely a subject of conversation. Today, we have with us a very special guest sharing her journey about her scaling up of business. Why is this guest special and who she is? We have with us Chinu Kala, founder Rubans Accessories. Chinu is special because she has had a very interesting journey. At the age of 15, she was a girl who chose to step out of her family house and live life on her terms and conditions. She has seen days where she was living on the station or doing a door to door salesperson job or doing another different job, scaling up to a place where she was then doing a corporate job with a merchandise company and started a business. In between all of this, she's had spaces where her success was having one meal a day, and then to have three meals a day, then to probably have her own roof, and then what she is today. I am sure you have understood the journey that we are talking about. And between all of this, in last 6 years, Ruban Accessories they started business with rupees 3 lakhs. Today, they have clocked a turnover of rupees 13 plus crores. Dear friends, today we are in conversation with Chinu Kala. Chinu, welcome. Welcome to our Hen Live.
Hi, thank you.
Hey, thank you, Chinu, for accepting our invitation to come in and share your journey with us.
You're welcome.
So, dear friends, we have with us Chinu Kala, founder Ruban Accessories, sharing her journey about how did she scale up Ruban, a fashion brand that is one of the best fashion jewelry brand in India today. Correct, Chinu? So, Gino, congratulations for some good work that you've been doing with Rubans.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And before we start, thank you so much for displaying the kind of grit and the kind of compassion and determination that you've shown with your work.
Thanks.
And today, next 30, 40, 45 minutes, that is exactly what we want to talk to you about. How did you start your business? What were your learnings? What were your milestones, etc.? So tell me, what is the day like in Chinu's life today?
Oh, post-COVID?
Yeah, how different is it?
It is different because now I have more laser focus on content because we're working on a lot of content building. And, so half of my time in a day is going on interacting with customers, managing, creating more content and so we want to be a part of their fashion journey. So whether it's their daily wear, whether it's their evening wear, what is the kind of tips that we can help them? How can we value add more than a product? And that is what we're working on. So my major day nowadays goes on content creation. And then, yes, regular scale up, regular numbers have to come back because the numbers have been zero last 2 months, but now it has to just come back. So working on that.
Of course. Of course. So you want to tell us how did you start Rubans?
So Rubans started as a small, very small dream. Okay, honestly, when I dreamed about it, I say I always wanted to be successful, but a lot of time I didn't have a vision of that success. But yes, for me it was like goalpost keeps changing in everything that I do. So even for Rubans, it was the same. When I started, I did not think that we'll become the number one brand in India. But one thing was there that we will work hard, we will give it our 100% sure. Within 2 years, we reached a thought of, yes, now we want to become a number one brand in the country. So when I started with just about 3 lakhs. It was just a thought that, okay, because I could hear, a lot of my friends used to tell me that, yeah, there is no perfect, a good jewelry shop where I can go and buy jewelry. So I used to know people who would say, my friend, whenever she travels, I tell her to buy jewelry from abroad for me. Or she would say, Delhi, you get very good jewelry. So whenever I travel to Delhi, I get jewelry from Delhi. Or they had, for Western, they had another shops. For Indian jewelry, they had some other shops that they would go to. But there was no organized name for a jewelry. And that is the gap which I saw. And that is when I thought I will come up with a jewelry brand which will be a one-stop solution for all the jewelry needs. Whether you have a 200 rupee budget and you're looking at a small daily wear like a small pearl, or just a stone or a simple bali, to a function wear, to something that you want to wear in the evening, to maybe a fashionista style. For everything, it will be one-stop store for jewelry. And that is how the thought came up. And then when we
Interesting.
yeah, and then when we started just with about 3 lakh investment, with a very small, about 65, 70 square feet space. It was very, very small, 2 people could not even stand there comfortably. It was that small. But that was my first, that is how we started.
Mm-hmm. So, at this point in time, also, are your products made in India or do you procure them from outside as well?
Our products are made in India.
Wow. So, and when you started, so with that 3 lakhs, so let's do this. Let's cut the conversation into 6 years. And
Oh,
in this 6 years, year by year, we're going to ask you, how did you scale up and what were your key milestones in that year or learnings? Hmm?
right.
So when you say that you start on year one with 3 lakh rupees, where did you use this 3 lakh rupees? And how did you do your first year planning?
So first 3 lakh went in making a small store. When we were given a 65 square feet store, we had to make a small store. A kiosk is what it's called. You would have seen it in a lot of malls. That's how most of the small brands starts, because no one has budget to open a store directly. In
Right.
that and in product. So that was the
Mm-hmm.
first investment. First year was all about knowing the customer, knowing, what will they like, what would sell. So we would get into a level of detail that how many times did someone try our piece, bought or did not buy is totally a different story. That is the next step of it. But that means that piece attracted the customer. Now,
Mm-hmm.
possible that they found it expensive, possible it
Mm-hmm.
did not suit their style, possible it did not match their outfit. That is all different. But was our product attractive enough for someone to pick it up? So we get to that level of detailing. The first year was all about, understanding customer, and just do try to do sales. It was all about that.
Wow. And any key learning in the first year or any key hiccup that happened in the first year?
First year was all about, so when it was about the first store, but within 6 months I was also chasing, in the second month itself I was chasing Forum for the second store. And Forum, being a kind of mall it is, they have a waiting period of 2 to 3 years for established brand. And that was
Mm-hmm.
standard. Everyone knew about it. And we were a completely new brand, not okay, let me say at that time, not even a brand. So we were just like, one woman show who's trying to, say, oh, I'm going to make a difference. I know it all. And no one want to believe that, because everyone thinks that, you're just passing your time, or you're just doing it as a hobby. And no one wants to trust you at that time. So at that time, then I was chasing. So within 2 months, I started chasing the Forum, and then it took me almost 6 months to convince them to give me a mall, the
Wow.
space. Uh, Finally, when they gave us the space, it was a huge, huge success. That's another story that I will share with you. So first year was all about scaling up. So first store, then second store. So first 2 years was all about scaling up. So we in 2 years had opened 5 stores, which was
Wow.
massive. In fact, in Hyderabad, we in just in a gap of 15 days we opened 2 stores. So we were
Interesting.
planning.
Where all were you? So
So we
I heard,
yeah.
yeah.
So we
I,
were in so we were in Hyderabad. Kochi, and Bangalore. We had total 5 stores
Okay, and in 2 years.
in 2 years.
Interesting. So we have a question from one of our viewer. Radhika is asking, how many? What was your team size in the first year?
Radhika, very small, 4 people. I used to even pack the goods. I used to do the QC myself. Very, very small. And out of those 4, one was my driver we used to make him work in office also.
Interesting. So of course, in small teams, everybody has to do everything. That's the thumb rule. Can't do much. Like in 2 years to have 5 stores. Any key takeaways from that journey?
I think it was all about, it was all about the vision. I think one very important point, which was first year to now, which is standard, which has never changed, is unit economics. So everyone should believe in unit economics. If you start thinking that, a lot of big brands today you see some big numbers, and you know that people are buying something for X and, selling for a lower than X. And we hear those stories. But we never believed in it because we were putting our hard-earned money, our own personal money from my own account, it was going. So we never believed in that. So unit economics is one learning which I have got, and I stick to it even now, even after 6 years.
So we will definitely have some strong conversation about unit economics. However, we have some more questions. So one of our viewer asking, have you done any course or studied jewelry designing?
Not at all. I just love jewelry. So anyone can do anything. You just need to be good at that subject. You just need to know that subject right and do your survey. So it's not just about, oh, I love music. But if you love music, you'll have to do training for it. You'll have to learn it. You'll have to do riyaz. It is as simple as that. So I love jewelry. But I went across the whole country. I understood which state is doing what kind of handcraftship, what kind of things are sold in Delhi roadside, what is sold in, say, Bombay Fashion Street, what is sold in Linking Road, what is sold in Bangalore, Commercial Street, or in the stores. So do that riyaz.
Chino, at this point, you must share the story behind your riyaz. I remember you sharing with me earlier of you going and sitting for a month at the stores. Please share that right now.
Yes, so when I started Forum, first of all, it took me 6 months to get that store. I used to chase the mall manager regularly, or every week he used to get an update from me. So they had told me, we'll get back to you, which in mall terms means, let's see, 2 years, 3 years, or maybe not. But I was like every week messaging him, calling him, and he was like irritated with my follow-ups.
Of course.
Finally, after 6 months, I remember one day I told him that, sir, give me a chance. Just come to my store, meet me once, see my products, and after that, if you don't like it, I will stop chasing you. And to my good luck, he agreed to come to our Phoenix store, and he met me. He met me for coffee, and I showed him the products. I explained him my thoughts. Then and there, he agreed to give me a space. And that was, trust me, even now when I think about it, I get goosebumps because that was such a fabulous thing. I mean, that chance, if I wouldn't have got that chance, I might have not been where I am today. So he trusted us and he gave us the space. Now the span of it was a span of 3 months from the date he gave us the space to the date we had to open the store. Forum was very big dream for me. It was the number one mall. The footfalls are huge. Christ College is next to it. So we knew the youngsters are going to be there. And footfalls are really were now post COVID, but footfalls were really there. So it was like a big thing for me. So every day for almost 2 months, every day morning I used to go there at about 10 o'clock, sit there till evening 7, 8, and do nothing. Just keep looking at what are people wearing, the kind of people who are coming there, what is their regular attire, how do they dress up, what are the kind of colors, what is the age group. So that consumer, so I was making my own notes for it. And that is how I created a line which was at that time, it was created for that Forum customer because that was a big thing for us. You will not believe, but the first day that that was a 110 square feet store, kiosk. So that place, just the first day of our opening, because we had done a consumer study so well that on the first day of our opening, we did a sale of 1.25 lakh.
Wow.
Which was It was different. I mean, even the mall guys were like seriously, how what do you really sell?
Of course.
Without being a brand, we were not known. Nobody knew us. People were simply buying things because they fell in love with the product and they love the price points. We are super economical. We so
Interest.
so see the background I come from. I'm a very budget conscious person. I still I still buy stuff in sale. I love sales. I am budget conscious. So if I have to spend even a 5,000 or 500, it has to be a value for me. So that is something which I have really worked on for my customers. It is a value. So you will never feel, oh, I like this piece, but it's expensive. Hardly there are customers who have ever told us this. They've always come to me and said, oh my God, your pieces are so affordable.
Yes. At that point, we have a viewer, Sajal, who's visited your store and gives a thumbs up to it. At the
Hey,
same time, she's asking, how do you market your products in the initial stages?
so Sajal, to be honest, we never had any marketing budgets. We were a very small company and we are bootstrapped. We have no investor, we have no funding. So we never had a marketing budget. For us, what worked was our product and our consumer. They went and told everyone that they love our product. So initially, that is how it worked. Today, yes, today the team is bigger. We have a marketing manager who plans the promotions. So it's all about social media. It's about majorly social media. Is that what works? And we also do a lot of campaign on Mintra.
Of course. So before we proceed further, Harjeet is asking, you purchase from market or do contract manufacturing?
No, we do contract manufacturing completely. We never purchase things from market.
Nice. So, guys, hopefully you've got your answers so far. Now, Chinu, in your first 2 years, we see you having 5 stores. We see you going and reading about consumers, understanding your consumer, so much so that you clock a sale of 1.5 lakhs in a day when you open the store.
First day.
First day, amazing, right? So we understand that you were up on the game and you did mention about unit economics. We will come back to unit economics at the end so that you can consolidate 6 years of experience for us. Now we move to year three. So any between the first 2 years to year three, were you on year three on offline model or you moved to online? Because your business has transformed from offline to online as well.
Complete transformation from 5 stores to today only one store, and today being the leaders in the online market for jewelry. So no, third year also we were offline only. We continued with our stores because we had recently opened them, and we had very good footfall. But that time operations was our concern. Operations. See what happens when people like us who have that kind of pace, when we start running and we do not really. So where lot of entrepreneurs, this is a reality that we only look at the front end, the sales and the numbers. But that can only be achieved if your back end is strengthened. If your back end is not good, your front end is going to go for a toss. So
Of course.
a lot of entrepreneurs, they learn it the hard way, somebody like me. So we just ran too fast, and then we had 5 stores, we had logistics to manage, we had softwares to look into, we had to manage the whole thing. So third year was more learning about that you need to strengthen your back end first and then target the first end, the front end.
So what was the team size by the third year?
By the third year, we had about include. So I'll not count the store guys because they were more of sales. The back end, we had about 9 people.
Mhm. And what kind of operations were you looking at in your third year? I mean, it'll help our viewers understand in their phase of journey as well.
When you have stores in multi cities, there's a lot of logistics that has to happen. There's a different demand that you need to cater. So in a Bangalore, what could be your bestseller might not be the same case in Kochi, or might not be the same case if you have why Kochi. Say if you have an next store in Punjab, the style is very different there versus the style that is there in Bangalore or what is there in Delhi. So you have to understand all of that and then have a logistic system, make sure things reaches there on time, the things are packaged well. There's a lot of operation, the back end things that happens when you run
Mm-hmm.
multi city operations.
Mm-hmm. So, any key learnings that you want to share in from your third year, um,
Work
apart
on
handling the back end?
So work on your back end parallelly. We honestly were slightly delayed, but then we managed it on time. But I also know that if we wouldn't have managed it on time, we could have lost it. So just
Mm-hmm.
work on it parallelly. That's it.
Mm-hmm. So now tell us what was the journey? Why did you move from offline to online? Like, was it a strategy? Was it a requirement or just a situation?
It was both. It was the way the era was changing, so we had a store in forum that at that time we had our own website also. For us the website was just there, it wasn't doing much business at that time. And suddenly we saw that a lot of our website started getting a lot of traction from the places where we had our stores. And also the walk-ins in the malls dropped. So we were selling, but we were selling on our website. People were messaging us on our website and saying, can I do the can I just buy this online? Is it possible for you to do this? Can you people show us few designs on WhatsApp? So that was a trend which started coming in. And with these big brands like Flipkart, Myntra, and all of them coming in with with the free delivery and no question ask returns, I realized that this was a change of that era. It was changing. And so I believe in, we all know the Nokia story that, because they did not really adapt
Innovate.
to change, they did not innovate, they did not adapt the change, they went out of business. So this was somewhere there in my mind. So I was very clear that any change that happens, I will adapt to it. This was a strategy. This is a thought which I still believe in. If after online, also, if anything else comes up, trust me, I'll be the first one to jump onto it. So that's a thought I have. And then also our consumer behavior changed. So that all of that together, we took a decision of going online.
Mm-hmm. And which year was it?
This was in our fourth year.
Fourth year. So just before we progress further, we have another question that Harjeet is asking. Do you have a wholesale option?
We do for stores and for a lot of boutiques buy from us, but it's co-branded. It goes with our branding, and we definitely have that option.
Nice. So in your fourth year, now that you were going from offline to online, what was the journey like and preparation like?
Lot of imagery. We
Mm-hmm.
started working on our imagery. We started working on how the online model really works, because online was new for even these online portals. It was new for
Mm-hmm.
everyone. They was changing. The era was changing. The requirements was changing. People were trying. So people were just trying with very small products, trying to see how the service is,
Mm-hmm.
and then moving to bigger price points and stuff. So it was all about that.
This, yes, this is around 2017, 2018,
Yes.
right? So for the context of our viewers, so around 2017, 2018, Rubans is going online. So imagery is something that you're working on, but how did you manage to understand the customer liking? Because that is your strength. When you opened in forum, you went and did a research in forum. But now that you're opening online, what was the preparation?
So the best part was that by then I already had an experience of five top malls in the country and also different cities. So by then I had understood, and also at that time we were working on our own strategy for Delhi and for Chandigarh and for other cities. So I had already done my homework for most of the region, so I knew what kind of style sense does a South Indian women have to versus to, not obviously not all, but a general sense. What do they like, what is their dressing like. So obviously a Punjabi woman will wear lesser of necklaces because she's got a heavy suits, so she prefers more of earrings. So these were the general understanding. So all of that I combined all of that and packaged a product for online.
Nice. And you opened on Myntra first, or you opened your own personal website?
We opened up our own website first, but that was not, we never marketed. Only the consumers who knew us well and who was buying from us were buying. But Myntra approached us. And when Myntra approached us, obviously that was Myntra. So one of the category head was one of our was a client at the Forum store. So she approached us,
Oh,
and I was like, "Yeah, it sounds interesting." And she's like, "Yeah, we would like to have you on board." And rest is history. Today we are number one brand on Myntra, and I keep telling her, "Thank you so much for reaching out to us."
yeah, of course. So before we progress, we have another question to which I think you've partially answered. We have expressions by UV asking us, what a brilliant journey. How did you manage designs? To which you just now answered that you were looking at how the your clients across different cities are picking up products and your
See,
research. You want to add to that?
also what happens, the amount of time that I spend on this subject. So I keep joking when I say that if I'm scrolling through Instagram, I'm working. So I keep telling my husband that if I am looking into my phone and trying to see at Vogue what is trending, I am technically working. So it's not that, oh, like to see fashion. It's my job to see fashion. So I invest a lot of time on the subject. I think that is the key.
Of course. I agree. So now, Chinu, tell us, you started with 3 lakhs. You are now in your fourth year in terms of conversation, and we are looking at you opening your online store. How does the cash flow works, and what were your key learnings in this? Any milestones, any stones like that, which were like stepping stone for you?
So cash flow will only work right if you work with if you have zero debt stocks, if you are focused on your unit economics, if you have to be focused on that. That is something which I keep saying all the time. One more thing, because if we because I believe we're talking to a lot of women entrepreneurs. So one more thing, which, because I also interact with a lot of women entrepreneurs, one on one, they reach out to me for suggestions. One thing that I see, that a lot of women, they do not, I mean, there's one mistake which they do is they don't go and invest with people. I mean, they don't hire a team. They always believe that, oh, I can do it best. Nobody will be able to do it like me. You're right. You're 100% right. No one might be able to do the kind of job that you are doing for your business, no matter which business you are in. But if you don't hire a team, if you don't get a second person, a third person, a fourth person, if you don't assign them jobs, then the scalability will not happen. The scalability only happens with team. And when you give them their department and you ask them to lead that department. So that is something which I would like to add to the whole journey, that you have to. So I, in fact, met a jewelry and jewelry man, not a manufacturer. She's a designer, and she said, "You know what? I hand make every piece. Brilliant, but how many pieces can you make?" Then, so, okay, if that makes you happy, fair enough, brilliant. Because for someone, 10 pieces are really big. For someone, even 1,000 or 5,000, 10,000 are also not enough. But I'm saying, if you're making those 10 pieces, and if your vision is to grow, if then get a karigar, get someone who can help you. Because,
Yeah.
like, I wanted to buy from that designer, to be honest, because we also have a lot of designers who give us their stuff. We could not take it because I could not pay her for her value of time, but I can pay for a
Mm-hmm.
karigar's value of time. So get someone
Mm-hmm.
for your
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. So basically, team is what you're focusing on.
Team, hire people who you think are smarter than
Mm,
you.
of course.
Get someone you can trust. Hire people you can trust.
Yeah.
So don't hire
Yeah.
people just to give
Yeah.
instructions. Hire people that you can trust.
Yeah.
And so, and sometimes I feel it's okay. So a lot of people have also come to me and say, I don't make that much money. How do I have an expense? How can I hire and have that kind of pay scale? Because obviously someone who's smart also comes with that kind of budgets. It's okay. If they are your second or a third or a fourth employee, be honest to them. Tell them that this is what we are doing. This is what our revenue is. Now I'll give you your X, but I need this much of This much of business has to come from you. And if it doesn't come, you will be answerable to it. Just because we did.
Hmm.
We hired people. In fact, initially when we did the hiring, we hired best people. For my kiosk, I hired someone who comes with about 8-9 years of experience, jewelry, like sales experience. I hired someone of that level. I was paying him a huge. But then I was okay because I knew he knows his work. So I gave him those targets. So manage your funds like that.
Hmm. Hmm. Plan smart.
Plan smart, hire a team, do a teamwork, get people, give them responsibilities, and let them, for their department, let them run the show. Guide them, of course, but let them run the show.
So at that point, do you want to share out of experience? Of course, when you hire people, and this is what people think. If something goes wrong, what next? So if I fall, what next? So if you hire people, of course, everybody who creates a team, forms a team, they have to fall. Teams don't start performing from day one. How did you manage at your level?
So, no, I haven't really understood your question.
So when you form teams, right? We're talking about forming teams and we're talking about mind blocks of forming team. One of the strongest mind block most of us have when forming team is, of course, one is salary and two is if anything goes wrong, how do I handle?
Oh, I mean, have a laser lens, yeah. Why will it go wrong? Just have a laser lens. If you're relaxed, I've hired someone and that person is going to handle everything, of course things will go wrong. Under my
So just be on the job.
just be on the job. For me, nothing. I don't think things have ever gone wrong because I've been so
Okay.
focused.
Interesting. So at that point, we have Lakshmi who's complimenting on your work. She's saying, I have picked up two pieces and I only now realize that they are Ruban pieces. So she likes it. Thank
Oh,
you, Lakshmi.
thank you, Lakshmi.
We have a question from Sajal again. She's saying, did you ever feel overworked? Do you take productivity breaks?
I like that question. Yes, I feel overworked, but then the dream that I'm chasing. See, I want to be a. We are working on becoming a number one brand in the country. We want every woman to own a piece of a jewelry from us, right? So that dream is so massive and so big that all of this doesn't matter. And yes, do I take productivity breaks? Sometimes, but not too often. I am right now, I think I've given it another 3 years. I'm on a marathon run. So everything else takes a backseat. It's all just about work.
Yeah, it's good to timeline yourself because you know how you want to lead your life.
Yes, of course, because you can't be running throughout. You have to timeline.
Yeah. So we have Ratna who says that's a great idea to say invest in people. So with learning till year 4, now Ruban is online, just entered online business as well. Are the 5 stores also working by
No,
then?
no, we have shut 4 of our stores. Only one store is working. That is in Kochi, in Lulu.
Oh, okay. So then how has been the journey in your 5th year? What was it all about and what were your turnovers or goals in that year?
So by third year, we had reached about 50 lakh. From
Mm-hmm.
there, we had another growth. We clocked a turnover of about fourth year or fifth year. Fourth year was approximately about 3.75 crores. Moving from there, we had a massive growth of 105%, and we closed the year on 7.5 crores. That was our fifth
Mm-hmm.
year. And last year, we closed the year at 13 crores. So the growth is
Wow.
really massive. In fact, from my second year to third year, we had, from third to fourth year, we had grown by 515%. And trust me when I say with the same amount of team. The team was
Which
not,
is
which
which is what size?
yeah, which was about 8-10 people, and we were all just going mad. But then we did the hiring, of course, and today we had a team of 41 people altogether. But
Wow. So with 10 people, you've scaled from
we
uh,
were 56 lakhs. From there to we grew by 515%. We were like 3.5 crores.
wow. with the same set of 10 people.
Same set of
I
10 people.
think yes, it really is about people.
Yes, it's also about incentivizing. So I obviously incentivized them for that period. We did not pay them the same package that we were paying them before. So we gave them extra package for this. So you have to you have to give them
In,
little more.
incentivize them.
You have to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
otherwise it doesn't work, because why would someone give more than 100%? People, trust me, people don't even want to give 100%. You are asking them beyond 100%.
Yeah,
Please give them something
yeah.
more of it. And when I take interviews, I always tell my team that company will never grow in isolation. I grow, you grow. And we have, in fact, 7 people in our team who's been there from the time when we used to do 2 lakh business. That is from the time when we started. It is the same
Mhm,
team who stick to us till now. That's only because we
mhm.
give them that, we acknowledge their work, and we also
Of
give them that
course.
kind of growth.
Of course. So at this point in time, do you want to share with us as to how do you say, these are 7 people that you need them to give more than 100%. So what was your expectation like, number one? And number two, of course, you will pay people once you earn money,
Yes.
right? So that happens two ways. Either you say, I will pay you post sales, or you say that, okay, I am putting in my money and I'm giving that out. Like, what was your journey? Like, how did you work with your team?
So you give them targets. So you make targets like a team. Okay, so there are monthly targets which are set as a team. Now, in that, each department has their own roles to play. There's buying department, there's also packaging. So, including your packaging department, they have a role to play. And trust me when I say that, because if I do my whole sales and if they don't package and dispatch it on time, my front end is gone again completely gone. So, every department plays a role. Give targets to every department, and there is obviously a revenue target also. So there is work target, then there is revenue target, and if you achieve,
Hmm.
please reward them for it. My
Share
team
it.
is rewarded, like share it, reward them. Any compliment that I get, in fact, today when I'm sitting with you and doing this interview, tomorrow when I, like Monday when I'm in office, I'm going to go to my team and say, you know what, we did another interview and people said fabulous things about us.
Of course. It is a teamwork at the end of the day. Yes, I agree. But so I have few questions at this point in time. So Rashmi is asking, do you think having a physical presence is always important for the new brand in the beginning of the journey before they establish themselves online?
No, it's not important right now. The era is changed completely. uh, Pre-COVID, this might have hold like 20% of this could be true, but post-COVID, not at all. It's not important. It's always better, no doubt, but if you say is that the only way, no.
Yeah. Hope you got your answer, Rashmi. We have Lakshmi with us now. With so many channels of jewelry and accessory today, it must be a very big and tough competition. How have you overcome this and carve your niche?
Yes. See, every journey is difficult. For every product, there are 100 and 1,000 brands. For jewelry, also there are 100 and 1,000 brands. But then you have to stand out. For us, it's our price point, it's our selection. It's also, we have never stopped innovating because we are in fashion. So every time a person comes to Rubans and they check, they get exactly what is trending. It's because we keep ourselves updated with what's trending. So that's how you create a niche, by innovating. Never stop innovating.
So innovation is the key, Lakshmi.
Innovation is the key.
And yeah, and we have Sajal again. How did you do your package designing?
How did I do my package? You mean the packaging?
Package designing.
So you mean
I
the
am
pack?
assuming Sajal, yeah, the product package design. Anything specific? No.
No.
I think Sajal, you may want to explain a bit so that we can have this addressed. Thank you. And Rashmi, what do you do with jewelry which do not sell, which is dead stock? How do you manage your dead stock is the question.
This is a reality for any fashion industry. Our procurement is always done in parts. So we don't go and directly give an order for like 100 pieces or 200 pieces. We don't do that. We start with a small, very small capsule, and then we move to giving bigger orders after we test the market, after we know that the design is accepted well with the consumer. So we try to have negative dead stock. We try our best, but sometimes when we have it, we sell it at the during the sale, or we give massive discounts on that and we sell it on cost price.
Thank you. That was useful, Chinu. So, Chinu, we are at 4:12 and we have another 15 minutes. I have some questions and I still have your 2 years of journey left
Right.
and the unit economics. So, we have like quite a bit to cover. So, to kind of just speed it up and still hit the point, from 2014 till today, 2018 till today, which is 2 years of journey, and you've clocked some 13 crores around March. So tell us what's been the key learning, what's the preparation it takes to move from one step to the other, like.
So what it takes is knowing your designs, keep innovating, keep adding more styles, just keep checking what is it that is happening in your industry, no matter what business you are in, and you have to be ahead of them. So you can't be someone who's taking time. Oh, okay, for my industry, like pastel was trending some time back, and I can't be the last one to to come up with it. So I had to, when the pastel trend started, say abroad, that's when I understood, okay, the pastel trend will come to India. So in every industry there are benchmarking. You always know what the industry is going moving towards. Be fast in adapting that and adapt that.
So hustle. Yeah.
So
Hustle.
yeah,
Be
yeah,
quick.
yeah, and just work on that and keep
Mhm. And in this journey, how did you see yourself evolving, Chinu? You as a person, what was your self growth like?
Oh, quite a bit, yeah. So see, when I started, I started with, my journey has been very, very different. So where I come from, I didn't even know the spelling of entrepreneurship. Okay, I didn't know that what is entrepreneurship. I do not come from a school where where I have any kind of teachings where, oh, this is what you need to do. No support, no money, nothing. So I have learned everything the hard way. I think one thing that I have understood, and the difference, that is that also the very important point would be that work on yourself. So I have worked on myself. I at every aspect, whether it's business, whether it's understanding how the market is moving, or the self growth, or your own fitness, or your own time management skills, managing team, team management skills. Team management is another task by itself, because you're managing people, and people come with their own mood swings, their issues, their if you have positive, you also have negative when you deal with situations. So
Yeah.
all of that. So I would say that has been that has changed in me, and I have learned a lot. I am more calm now than what I was, and what I would say, what I want to tell people would be, work on yourself. It will really take you in any way: fitness, diet, discipline, uh, food, your time management, your work ethics, everything. Just work on yourself.
So, do you want to? So, Radhika has a question at this point. She's saying, Chino, how do you focus on work life balance? Would you like to give us some tips?
Radhika, right now, not much of work-life balance, because I told you I'm super focused. But small things that I do, I can share that. Like evening when I reach home, I come by, around 7ish, and my daughter goes to sleep by about 9. So say at 2 hours, I don't look into my phone. We have at least 1 hour. We have a disciplined thing of putting our phones on silent. We spend some quality time together. We always eat our dinners together. So that's how we balance it. But Not much that I'm able to do, and I know that's going to be a thing for 3 years.
Yeah, but the thing is that okay, you've timed yourself there.
Yes.
We have another question that says, what department did you hire first for, and how to prioritize which department to hire for?
Product.
Supriya.
So two, one would be product, other would be sale. If you are a product expert, then please hire a sale. So you would know what your personal strength is. But if you are a salesperson, then hire a product. So depending on what strength is, these two are the most important.
Thank you, Supriya. I hope that was useful for you. Namrata says very inspirational story. Thank you. Thank you, Namrata. We are glad you're liking it. Sajal has come back with a question on packaging. So she's saying, did you focus on the box or packet in which your jewelry will be sent? Did you add any personal touch like a note or anything like that?
Yes, we did, of course. So there is a personal note that goes with every piece, which says, "Hi, beautiful. Thank you for being a part of the Rubans team." And so there's a whole note that goes, and of course, there is a personal touch to it. But Sajal, let me also tell you one more thing. This we are doing for last 2 years. Before that, we never had budgets for a good packaging. And so we used to just sell our products in normal plastic boxes, but we had studied our product so well and our product was so beautiful that at that time people did not care what our packaging was, and they still bought from us. In fact, my massive growth, the growth which I'm talking about from 50 lakh to 3.75 crores, that time I don't think our packaging was up to the mark, but our product was definitely up to the mark.
So, what you're constantly talking about is, Chino, know your customer and focus on your product. Everything else will be taken care of. And know your unit economics.
Yes.
You have shared with us how to know your consumer. You've spent a lot of time understanding your consumer. Basis on that, you're saying, okay, I do product research. I keep myself up in my game so that I know my trends. Now, help us understand what are the unit economics that you're talking about, which all numbers, according to you, are on your priority list to look at.
So, very important, like I said, we did not have money at that time to do our packaging right. I know a lot of people who would say, okay, and today I will also agree that, okay, packaging has to be right and I should have invested more money in that. But I didn't have that fund, so I didn't do it. So that is what I'm saying. So when you don't have funds to do something, it's okay, don't do it. But yes, get enough funds to get your product right, because for that there is no other way. And when it comes to marketing, people will come to you and say, "Oh, you have to market your product. How can you run a business without doing marketing?" Yes, you have to. But how much is the marketing budget? Now, know all your expenses and put them in a percentage. Once you have that percentage, that is the minimum markup you need to put on your product. If you're not doing that and if you don't know exact outflow, then your unit economics will never work. So it's very simple. It's a 100 rupee product. 10 rupees is your expense to sell it. So 110 is the basic. But then you can't sell it at 110. You have to sell it at 111. Get that
Yeah.
unit economics. Get that 1 rupee more. That X more. Whatever is X of your own industry. But then you need to get that X more to reinvest, because that is what we did. We just keep reinvesting and investing and reinvesting in our business, and that is how today, without an investor, with being bootstrapped, we have reached this scale.
And that is big because being bootstrap and reaching this scale in the time that sorry.
Sorry.
Yep. What I was saying was it is commendable to reach the space that you are in and that to bootstrap. Of course, it is number game. Now, Chinu, we have last 10 minutes. What are the three things that you would do differently now if you look back?
Nothing. I think when I was struggling, I felt, oh, life is so bad. And, uh, what kind of life is this? What am I doing? And all of that. But today I can proudly say that each of that difficulty is made me what I am today. Each of that job that I did, every small job I did is what has made me what I am today. The value that I carry, the dedication that I have, it's not possible if I wouldn't have struggled. I was in fact giving an interview and I said, I learned the meaning of hard work at the age of 15.
Yes.
When people are, no, nobody knows what is hard work at that time and what is struggle is. So I understood the meaning of hard work and struggle at that age. So nothing that I would want to change. I will do
Yes.
exactly the way I'm doing. Only thing I would change is maybe today I'm at 10 crores. I would want to be like around 25 in the same span.
Of course.
I
Of
could do
course.
that effect.
Yes, I'm sure with the learning and wisdom that you have today, you can achieve it. But you know what, Chinu, for our viewers, if you can tell us, I did in your introduction mention that you are somebody who stepped out of your house at the age of 15 and has done multiple jobs. What I did not touch upon is what kind of jobs exactly you did and what you learned from it. If you want to just take us through the journey from 15 till you started Rubans, how was that span and what were you absorbing at that time?
So my first job, so when I left home, I was on a railway station with no clue of where to go. I had 300 rupees in my pocket. And house is a very, very secure place, and nobody
Yeah.
tells their kids that beta, the food that you eat or the clothes that you wear, you have to earn it. Nobody knows this
Yeah.
stuff. Everyone feels, oh, kids feel, oh, it all happens. Life is like that. So suddenly, that dream was broken, and I was on the street. I was with 300 rupees, so I was like, oh, I'm buying something, and this money is getting over, and I have to buy something again, and no shelter, nothing. So I spent one night on a railway station, just sitting and thinking, what am I going to do? Uh, Next day, I managed to, find some dormitory, and I started staying there. I used to stay with almost 25 women, paying. It was 25 rupees a bed per night, and I was staying with 25 women, sharing a washroom with those 25.
Roughly which year is this?
Long back, long back. I about 20, about 20 years now. And
Wow.
then I was working as a door-to-door sales girl. That was my first job because I needed a job which could give me everyday basis because I was working for my meal.
Yeah.
So I needed something which could pay me on daily basis. Plus, I had no qualification to go and ask for a job, and no other job I would have got. So I was going as a door-to-door sales girl. What I learned is the word that you use starting, grit. I learned it from this job because every day I would go and ring a bell for at least 50, like 80 to 100 doorbells, and 60-70% out of that would just slam the door on the face without even giving me a chance to speak. There's a
Yeah.
heavy bag on my shoulder, and I've got some room freshener and toilet cleaner and floor cleaners and all of that. That women doesn't even, they don't care. Nobody cares. She'll just slam the
Yeah.
door. The courage that it takes to go and ring the bell for the next door, that makes you tough. And I
Yeah.
think that is what made me me. Today I'm shock proof. Nothing affects me. Nothing can hit me. I'll keep moving ahead because if I can, manage those 50 slam doors on my face and still have courage to make money for my that day's meal, that means I can manage anything in life.
Yeah.
Then from there, I also used to do a part-time job as a waitress. There, I understood the importance of service. It was a very small place. Nobody used to even leave a tip there. So, I realized that, it was so important to be on time. If someone has placed an order, you need to get things, plate, and put it on the table on time. So that is what I did. I also worked as a telecaller. I did, after some years, I worked as an MC also because I had a good command on my language. So then I worked on as an MC. So I did several jobs.
Yes. And just to share with our viewers, a few months ago, Ruban office apparently was caught in fire. Chino, do you want to share that story? Because that story is very big.
It is. So this was my dream, and Rubans had clocked its highest turnover. We were doing phenomenally well. Everything was going rosy. And then one morning, I get a call from my team that, ma'am, there is a fire in office. With no clue of fire. Like when someone says fire, I'm like, oh, fire. Like call, put a fire extinguisher and just manage it. But then he said, ma'am, there is a fire. And something went, something upset me, and this was 6:30 in the morning. Straight from the bed, I got into my car and I started driving to my office. My office is on the fourth floor. It's about 5,000 square feet, and there are huge French windows there. So I was on the flyover and I could see smoke coming out from my entire office. We had a stock of almost 50,000 pieces that day. Our entire stocks, that is complete 50,000 pieces, our studio, our systems, our everything that was there in that 5,000 square feet space. Let me put it this way, that everything that I had earned, because we keep reinvesting in the company, we are bootstrapped, so we don't save anything, we reinvest. So everything that I had earned, reinvested in that office, had become ashes. The fire was so big that fire guys took almost 4 to 5 hours to doze it off. It was that massive, and I had lost everything. This
And this is just few months ago.
this is less than a year now, about 8-9 months now. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
July 4th is when it happened last year.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, and I'm sitting there, I see everything is burnt, everything was black, and the only color I remember from that day is black, because my walls, my laptop, my system, my everything was black. And this is when I entered. From 6 o'clock, we were standing outside. I entered my office at about 12:30, 12:31. 2 o'clock, I got my team together and I said, we are not stopping. We are working. Only difference is we will start our day tomorrow from my office, my home, at the same time. 9:30 is our reporting time. We will all report at 9. My team had no clue. My team practically thought that, what my boss is thinking. I don't think she's in senses. So they all just nod their head and just kept quiet, because it was an extreme situation. But then I started working same day at 4 o'clock. I was in front of my system, because the things were so bad that there was nothing left to cry over. So there was not even a single piece. We did not have a pen left in that whole premises. So there was nothing left to even cry. And that's what I did. I didn't cry. I didn't stop. I came back. I planned my strategy. Thankfully, in Bangalore, a lot of IT guys, so a lot of people have 2 laptops, and one of their personal and one of their company. I went to my building. I went to the neighbors. Because next day morning the team was coming home, and I had to give them laptop to at least start working. I borrowed laptops. I borrowed 5 laptops from my neighbors. I requested them to give me the laptops. They were all nice. They gave me the laptops. Next day morning, we started working. And we bounced back to a level that within 3 months of the fire, we bounced back with double the numbers. Today, our revenue is double than what it was. As I said, I am shock proof. So nothing can stop the growth. Nothing that comes my way can stop the growth. One,
Yes.
one thing that I did, I think very important at that fire situation, was after this, when we started working next day, I personally drafted a message for my vendors, and we told our vendors, we showed them how vulnerable we were. Our team made calls. I personally made calls to our vendors, our associates, and said, "Sir, we need your help. If you help us, we promise that one, we will get the numbers double. Two, we will never leave you. You will always be a part of Rubans. And this is a commitment I personally made to all the associates who were there at that time. And they all stood by us. That was a major, major thing. Everyone stood by us. No one even asked for money for like longest time. They said, ma'am, aap business karo. Aa jayega paisa.
That's quite a bit to earn. I think that's the respect and that you have earned for yourself from people that you've been working for so long.
Yeah.
But you know what, Chino, this absolutely is very inspirational. We have lots of messages coming in. So the Shashi says, thank you, this is inspirational. Usha says this is inspirational. Nita says hats off to you. Ratna says awesome, unbelievable. Thank you guys. Of course, this is. But you know what, Chino? I'm just thinking for our viewers, it is 4:32. I know we are crossing time, guys. Let's hang on for 5-10 minutes and see if Chino wants to tell us in that dark month, the first 2 months when you were working, you were asking people to support you. At that point, to manage your own self, to manage the team, and to still get back and do things. What was it like to pick up the straw and to make the nest again?
I was numb.
What was
I
yeah?
was numb.
Anything?
I keep saying, so when you fall that down, no, then to get up again, there's a word in Hindi, they say zid. So that's what I had. I was like, no, I have to come out because I had built that. See, I had seen all of that. There was no way I could have lost it. So we gave it more than my working hours went
Right.
double. I used to be in office till 10 o'clock in the night. I just went numb. And the only thing I did in that 2 months is I worked. I forgot that I was a mother. I forgot that I have a house. I forgot that I have a life. I just wanted to get everything back. And we did. We just didn't get it back. We doubled it.
Yeah.
So that was massive.
Yes. That was massive. And again, you're mentioning one more thing that is timely. For 2 months, you left everything and you focused on
Yeah.
putting things together, and then you're back. Interesting. So, Chino, thank you so much. And I like there are messages after messages. Thank you for sharing this incident, and you've shared the best advice. Thank you, Neha. Wishing you all the best, Chino. Very happy to see you, your success and journey.
Thank you, Lakshmi.
Expressions by UV. I am so much inspired by you. Reena, thank you for this. This is superb. Neeta, this is superb. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I am sure, this is the best gift that we can give Chinu, to tell her that, her sharing journey and experience has been so important. Lakshmi Rao says, it was just amazing and what a journey. Kudos. Thank you, Lakshmi. And you know what? These messages are now not coming on the screen. I don't know why. I have been in a similar situation, Ratna. So I'm sure you are able to relate to Chino. So, guys, at this point in time, it's time to wrap up. It is 4:34. If you like this session, do subscribe to him. And Chino, thank you so much. There
Welcome.
was immense learning in last 1 hour. Some of it that I am taking back is, of course, the grit. Like just give time your goals out. First, realize your goal, time it, and then sustain it. Like work for it. The second was unit
I do not
economics.
think just work for it. How I say it as be ready to do whatever it takes. If it takes you working till midnight, do it. Just do whatever it
Yeah.
takes.
Be unstoppable.
Yes.
Yeah. And another was, of course, focus on your unit economics. For product businesses, look into your dead stock. It is important. Be wise about your money. Bootstrap can help you achieve your goal. So, guys, it's not about how much you want to scale up is what we are judging, and it's not about bootstrap versus funding. It's not about online versus offline. It's more about what you want to achieve and how do you plan it. Shashi says, Chinu, her next jewelry will be from you.
Thank you, Shashi.
Thank you, Shashi. And Namrita says, thank you so much. Thank you, Chinu. Thank you, guys. A big thanks to all our viewers. because this is special because of you and, of course, Chino. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.